Hi guys, thanks for joining us. It's the third week in Lent, and this week is all about almsgiving. So in the first week of Lent, we thought about prayer and how prayer can strengthen our relationship with God and with our friends and family. In the second week, we thought about fasting, depriving ourselves of something, giving something up. And this week, our focus turns to almsgiving, the idea of being charitable, of giving to others. So in Lent, we're called to pray, we're called to deny ourselves something and to give to others. So one of the original ideas was that you would stop buying certain things and you would use the money that you had saved to give to charity. And there are loads of charitable causes that we can focus on. We can focus on the current crisis in Ukraine. We can focus on lots of things to do with the climate and other parts of the world that need our support. But one area that we're asking for your support with is with a community in Brazil. Now, Beth and I are really good friends with a guy called JJ who lives over in Brazil. And a couple of weeks ago, his town was struck by landslides. Lots of people lost their lives, even more people lost their homes. It was a real devastating impact for the area. And what we've got now is a short news clip and then an interview that 3 of our Year 11 students did with JJ, asking about the impact of that event. And then once you've seen that, I'll tell you a little bit about how we're going to support them as a community.
But now let's tell you about the landslides and severe flooding that has killed over 90 people in Brazil. More than a month's worth of rain fell in just a few hours in the worst affected areas. The city of Petropolis in Rio de Janeiro state was worst affected, as Wendy Urquhart reports.
More than a month's worth of rain fell in Petropolis in a matter of hours, and from the air the devastation is clear to see. A huge swathe of this city has been washed down the mountainside by horrific landslides, leaving a pile of mud and debris in their wake. At least 400 firefighters, civil defence teams and local residents are working round the clock, desperately searching for survivors.
So hi guys, I'm JJ. I'm from Brazil. I live in Petropolis, the city where the disaster happened. And yeah, I'm here to hear from you questions and answer everything you have.
All right, so the first question is, how have you been directly affected?
Well, 100 meters from my house, I had a mudslide. So on the day that when the rain started, like no one was expecting that to happen, to be honest. So I was working, I work remotely, so I was at home working, and out of a sudden, just everything started to shake, just like an earthquake. And we were not understanding exactly what was happening, but then my house did not fall, and I'm still here. But it was very, very weird to be in that situation when everything was shaking, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Why is it shaking that like that? So it took a while for us to understand, because it was very punctual, I would say. Like you would not have the notion, the sense of everything that happened, because you were just aware of what was happening in your own house, you know. And afterwards, we started seeing the news and everything in the city, and it was massive, and we realized that was massive. In the day after, we had so many ambulances and helicopters flying around that, like, a mental health issue started to become a reality, I would say, for many of us in the city, because especially for me, because it was very intense. It was very intense to be aware that it did not only happen to me, but happened to the entire city, and the entire city was like on the ground, literally. So it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But then, yeah, we do not have it rains anymore. So the weather kind of, you know, was okay after that. So yeah, we just started to go with the flow. But yeah.
Where were you when it happened?
Yeah, I was at home because I was working. So I was literally sitting in the same place I am right now. And I just went to the window when I felt like everything was shaking and the rain was massive. And I went to the window to check what was happening and see if I could find out or anything. And I literally opened the window for like 2 seconds. I got like mostly wet. I was like oh my gosh, I'm soaked up. And yeah, I just looked away and there was like a massive cloud of mud because I don't know, it came from the very top of the mountain. So everything was like orange and looking very awkward at the moment because everything had just slided down. So I was trying to understand exactly what was that, but it wouldn't make too much sense. Everything started to make sense afterwards when we started to see the news and everything that happened in the city. But yeah, I was just sitting exactly where I am right now. And thank goodness it's all right. I can still sit here.
But what did you do during the first 24-hour period?
What did I do? So I was working here, and when I realized that everything was literally falling down, I was like, okay, maybe I have to leave because it's going to be the safest way of dealing with it. Because I don't know if my house is going to fall or not. Because by the way, I live like 140 steps up. So it's kind of a mountain place, right? And so I was like, if a house from the top of the mountain falls down, everything else is going to fall down. So I do need to leave for safety. So I was like, right, how can I leave now? Because the rain was very strong at that moment. So I waited for the rain to stop a little bit to get, mild. So I was with a friend in my house at that point as well. So we decided to leave, and then we went down the stairs. And when we got down there, it was all flooded. Like there was no place to go exactly. So we had to walk through the mud and everything. And I decided to go to my aunt's house because it's a safer place. It's like more like downtown in the city. So yeah, we went there, we waited a little bit, and then we decided to, just come back home or do whatever was necessary. But it took a while for us to, feel safer again. The city was an entire mess. Like there was people walking around trying to find out if there was way to go through or not, and screaming, shouting at the people, and trying to locate families and friends. And it's a very awkward situation, to be honest. And yeah, it was kind of a struggle, I would say. We also had to wait for the river to level down so we could go through the places because it was all flooded, literally. So yeah, it was a bit awkward, but we're still surviving, some of us, right? Because we actually had 233 deaths registered, and many people were not fined. So, it's very awkward to say, but there might be still people under the mud that we are not able to rescue or things like that. Many people as well was rescued and is still alive, which was very good. Like the firefighters, they had like a very good job and things like that. But yet many people have lost many family members and friends and things like that. I personally have a friend that his house like fell down literally, and he has got like nothing right now. He had to move to another house, and thank goodness he had like a teacher that offered him a place to be. And yeah, he's staying there, while things get sorted. And we're trying to help him somehow, like, because it's very funny to say, but like he's got nothing literally right now. Like I cannot imagine myself. I don't know about you guys. Can you guys imagine yourself about not having anything? Like I can't imagine myself about not having anything, just like not having a chair to sit, or I don't know, maybe a sofa. Like it's very weird to think that, oh, I don't have my computer because my computer was there. So it's gone right now. So he literally had got like nothing. I called him and I said, like, please don't be ashamed, but tell me what you need, because I know you don't have anything, but how can I start to help you? How can I give you something if I don't know what you have or what you don't have? And then he said, like, right, I just need like simple things from the kitchen, like cutlery, plates, cups, and things like that. And I was like, I cannot imagine myself without a cup. Like, how can I even drink water, But yeah, we had like many situations like that. especially this friend and also another friend from the CLM, the Christian Life Movement, which I make part as well. And she did not lose everything, but she lost the way home. So basically, like, the mudslide came through and blocked the way to her house. So she could not reach her house. She would go in home and like get things, but she could not carry it because she had to like jump over over rocks and things like that to access her house. So it was a very awkward situation for, you know, for most of us. And yeah, that's it basically.
And do you know why it happened? What caused it?
Yeah, so what caused it? It was basically two things together. It was a natural disaster, so we had like the amount of water raining that we would expect for the entire month, first of all. And also, we could have been prepared to receive that. I would say, like, the government could be prepared to receive that. This is not the first time that something happens, but like, we don't usually have this much rain. But sometimes when we get in the summertime, too much rain, some mudslides happens in the city because it's a mountain city. So it's kind of, you know, it might happen at some point. But the thing is that if the government would prepare the city and plan the city for things like that to happen, like not allowing people to build houses everywhere around, or, you know, just give a little bit more of attention to the poor people that don't have places to go. So they decide to build houses in these places. These could have been avoided, you know, like, we wouldn't have that many deaths, I would say. And out of the registers that we have, the last accident that we have was in 2011, but we did not have like many deaths or many people affected like this. The latest one is like, not the latest, like it's a very old one that we had registered that was like the biggest number of deaths. It was in 1932, but we had about 170 people deaths, like dying. On this one, we do have over 200, so it's like the biggest one so far. So yeah, it's very bad. But yeah, this could have been avoided, or many deaths could have been avoided if the government would have done something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think it's been influenced by climate change?
Yes, yeah, it have been influenced by that. Like, I don't know exactly, because it's very specific about, you know, geography and things like that. But it used to happen like at this point of the year, because we have a massive, I would say, air thing coming from Amazon. So that should happen like smoothly, honestly, but it didn't happen this time. Like, something else made like this much rain fall down at that point of the day. So yeah.
Are you religious? And if so, how has your faith helped you?
Yeah, well, I'm religious. I'm part of the Christian Life Movement in Petropolis. So it's a place that it's very special to me, mainly because these place, they have founded like other institutions, I would say, like NGOs and things like this, that works hands-on in the society. So especially at this time right now, what we're doing, this is part of that. This is part of the CLM and the Mission Brazil, because we are actually trying to help the society, you know, the way that we can, especially in this strategy. So this is mostly how it affects me, you know, like being religious and looking at this and not doing anything about that, being Christian and understanding that people have lost their parents, their family, and not doing about that, not doing anything about that. It's like I can't just leave like that, you know. So this is how it affects me spiritually, and this is what inspired me to, you know, just keep praying about these people, and not only praying, but doing something physically, doing something with my hands or with my thoughts or with my words, you know. And it was a very intense moment for most of the people. It is yet, like the city, it's doing like a month. It's been a month like that happened. And, being part of that, being here and seeing the city how it is right now and seeing how people are reacting to that, this is actually something that shows up like you should have faith, because people that has a lot less than you right now, they have faith and they want to keep on life. They want to keep that stuff. They want to keep their family and, keep going. And, these affect me directly. And I'm like, when I pray to God, I'm just like, God, I'm nothing. Thank you for everything. And thank you for the life that I have right now. Thank you for, being here and being able to help my friends. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to message John and say, John, what do you need? How can I help you right now? This is mainly how it affects me. And, God is just perfect. Yes, I'm religious. I'm a lot religious.
So thank you, JJ. We hope you are keep safe, and we hope you continue to help everyone that you're helping. You're doing a great job, and we'll see you soon.
So hopefully you'll have seen from that what a big impact this has had on their community and how desperately they need our support. We're going to have a cake sale on the 29th of March, and the proceeds from that will be donated to the community in Petropolis to help support the rebuilding of those homes and hopefully helping to get their society back to normal. So anything you can do to support us with that will be great, but there'll be a cake sale outside the chapel on the 29th of March, so make sure you bring some cash into school to buy some cakes and donate to a really worthwhile cause. Have a great week. Goodbye.